Morning everyone, it's Julia from Crosspatch, talking zigzag table runners today. Here's a larger one I made earlier, hanging up behind me because I won't get it all in the camera shot if I don't do it this way. That's French General, my favourite ofs, and I've put a nice stitchery panel in the middle of it, 4-season stitchery panel. Okay, you can see behind me all the stuff in the shed. Now let's sit down and we'll show you the demo of how to start off. Now the demo, I've used a mini charm pack. This is Lynette Anderson one that I cut over the weekend. Just showing you how to set them out. I've done this one a bit wider than normal. I usually just do start with 3 squares. This one I've started with 4 to make it a bit wider so I could get the stitchery on it. So I'll tell you how to do it with 4, and then if you want to just amend it to do it with 3, I'll tell you briefly how to do that. Okay, right, so this, as I said, is a mini charm pack. So you're going to set it out in rows. Start with your end row. So I've decided the end is going to be 4 squares. Okay, so if it's 4 squares on the end, you need 4 squares that way and you need 4 squares that way. Okay, so start by setting out this first row of 4 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want 5 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm keeping, that's going to be the flat edge there to go with the flat edge there. So these are going to stay flat and the zigzag effect is going to be down this bottom edge here. Okay, so we've got 4 and then 5 squares and then 6 squares and then 7 squares. So that will then give you your end, and it will also give you your zigzag effect. Now the 7 squares are the middle of the mat. So once I've got to 7, I'm going to start reducing again down so that I've got 4 squares on each end. So I've got 7 here on the middle, then the next row needs to go down to 6, the next to 5, the next to 4. So you can see you've got the 4 on each end. If you want to make your mat longer, add in rows of 7. So when you get to 7, keep doing 7 squares, but then you'd have to keep, you want to keep the zigzag effect, so you'd have to add on. So if I made that one 7, you can see you'll keep on with the zigzag effect until you decide you've got it long enough, then reduce it. So then you'd have to go back down to 6, 5 and 4 to get the end. Okay, if you wanted to do it with 3, it's just the same idea. You just go 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 would be your middle. Then you'd keep on with rows of 6 if you wanted a longer mat. Okay, so once you've set them out, you need to start sewing them together. So I'm going to remove these out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So here's some that I've done earlier, and I've joined the rows together. So here's the 4. Here's the 5. I think that one's, yeah, that one's the 6. Goes that way round. 6. And then the 7 has got the pink square in the middle. 7. And then we're going down to 6, to 5, to 4. Okay, so always making sure you've got your 4 squares there, 4 squares there, 4 squares there, 4 squares there. And then you're just going to join these rows up so you get your finished zigzag panel. Okay, once you've got a finished zigzag panel, you want to fuse that to some wadding, and then you can quilt it if you want. You don't have to quilt it, it's up to you. I fuse it to H640 wadding usually. So this is a panel that I've made up with different fabrics, which you can't really see because it's obviously it's wrong sides down. I've fused the wadding to the back of the panel, and then I've put the panel onto the backing fabric. So we've got right sides together there, and I've stitched all round with a 1/4 inch seam. It's just easier to stitch it like this and then trim it afterwards. So when you trim your backing fabric off, when you get to the zigzag bits here, these bits here, you want to snip into those seams, okay? So snip as far as the stitching without cutting the stitching. For turning, you want to leave one of the long ends open, so I've left this bit here open for turning, okay? So then turn it right sides out, and you'll end up with a panel that looks like this. Let's hold it up to the camera so you can see it a bit better, okay? So that's my finished panel. Then I've top stitched all around the edges, you can see there. And then I've hand quilted it, which you can probably see better if I show you on the back. I've used my new Aurifil threads to hand quilt this one. There you go. And that's your mat finished. If you're making the bigger version, it's exactly the same thing, it's just bigger. Now I've got another couple of other ones to show you. Here's a baby French general one, exactly the same size as the one I've just shown you. Here's one. See, I've made this one a little bit longer, so I've added a couple of extra rows in the middle because I wanted to put the panel, again, that's got a 4 seasons panel in it. So that one's a little bit longer. Let's show you one over here, see if we can get this in camera shot. This is one with 3 squares on it. So you go 3 squares, 4 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've kept 5 squares, so I haven't got as far as 6. If I'd put 6 in, it would make it more of a oval shape. So I've gone 3, 4, 5, and then I've got 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3 rows of 5 in the middle, and then I've gone down 4 and then 3 to make that one. So that's French general again, just an older version. If you get the pattern off me, there's all sorts of applique ideas with them. So you'll have flowers, hearts, I think there's a bunny one for Easter, I think there's a chicken one, and I think there's also a hedgehog one because I had an autumn charm pack at one stage, and there's also a Christmas one with some holly and some mistletoe. So these are great. You could have these as like Christmassy placemats and have the big long one in the middle of your table. They're wonderful to use with charm packs. They're really quick to make good gifts, or just use all your scraps up to make them. Okay, I've got this on Create and Craft next weekend, 16th, 17th of March, and you know what it's like, I won't have time to demo, so that's why we've done this. Thank you for watching and bearing with me. We're struggling with building at the moment. The house looks like a bomb's dropped on it. There's mess everywhere, so once the builders have gone, we'll start doing some proper videos for you. I'll try and get my daughter to help me. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll try and upload, that's the other thing, I'll try and upload this on, so it's a downloadable pattern, so that'll be done this week sometime. Electrician's coming tomorrow, so we might not have any electric, but before I do Create and Craft next weekend, there'll be a downloadable pattern as well. So hold your horses, just keep checking the website and it'll be there. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, have a good day, have a good week. See you soon, bye.